Hi everybody, welcome to my channel, Alex G Running, with an aim to break my 5k times for 2026, but the focus at the moment is just gradually building up the distance and doing some races, not too seriously, later in the spring, and then see how I can do in the Bristol half marathon later in May, which actually is only 9 weeks to go now, roughly. I have done Bristol half marathon the last 2 years, I think, and I also did it about 15 years ago on 2 occasions as well. So it will be my 5th time doing it this year. It's a really good course. It goes around the city really well. The support's really good. It's close to where I live now, so it's really good fun to do that. But I just thought I would see how it goes, see how training goes at the moment. I am being able to run 4 times a week. I am going to have a slightly easier this week coming, and today I did my first sort of tempo session. I did 4 times 5 minute of intervals at sort of a guess of a tempo pace, 4 minutes 30 per kilometre, and I felt pretty good. I used some of my Mizuno racing shoes. As everyone knows on the channel, I do like the Mizuno brand. Others are available. Not paid to say that. And I took out my Mizuno Wave Rebellion Pro 3, which are the first time I've run in them since the summer. So I just thought I'd test them out, and they felt really good. They do make you run on your toes a bit more. I'm probably a bit of a midfoot toe landing, toe striker anyway. But they felt pretty good. I think the rest of my runs this week and early next will just be in regular Wave Rider shoes. But it was nice to try out these for the first time in a long time, which is really good. Yeah, so with 9 weeks to go until Bristol half, I'm hoping to do, because I don't have Mondays off work, hoping to do sort of race pace or tempo sessions every Monday. So maybe 4 weeks building up from now, and then an easy week, and then maybe 3 more weeks building up, and then an easy week, gradually building up the time on my feet at that race pace effort. So yeah, 4 times 5 minutes today, maybe extend it a little bit, building up to like 10-minute blocks, I think, in the near future, and then longer blocks, so that half marathon time on your feet becomes more achievable at a faster pace. So that's all really positive. It's really interesting to see how that goes and see if I can beat last year's time. But I did without any focused training actually, so it'll be really good to get in the 1 hour, maybe the 1 hour 30s if that's possible. But I'm happy how my training's going. It's very easy to want to go out and run a bit more now that we're in March and the weather can be a bit nicer on some of the days. But you just have to tell yourself not to overdo it. I don't want to suddenly up my weekly distance by 20-30% and get an overuse injury or something like that. I didn't really think injuries were for me, but I suppose as you're not in your 20s and you're in your 40s, then you've just got to make sure you look after your body a bit. You've got to do more strength work, more Pilates, more strength exercises with some weights, and just think about how many sessions or even 1 or 2 hard sessions you can do per week. So I'm just trying to build up carefully. Last week was the first week I've got over 30 kilometers in distance. I think an easier week this week below that, and then I'll build up the following week. So yes, it's really nice to be out running again. Nice to be able to have confidence in using different trainers. I have seen that there are replacement shoes. They're like newer versions of everything, isn't there? But newer versions of Mizuno have gone away from the very high stack Wave Rebellion series of the Pro series, and they've brought out a Hyper Warp shoes that came out just around January 2026 this year, and they do look really cool. They actually look quite similar to the Asics Metaspeed sort of series, but they do I did try them on in a running show, and they did seem to have quite a wide sole, like that goes beyond the width of your foot. It did feel really nice, and I think there's 3 versions, all over 200 UK pounds, well over 200 pounds in price. And seeing as I've got plenty of shoes that have got a lot of distance left, I'm just going to wait a little bit before getting them and see how my training goes. And later in the year, maybe it's time for a new pair, but I've still got lots of mileage left in my current range of Mizuno shoes. So I hope everyone has a good week. It's only Monday. I hope you all have a good week training, whatever that may be for. Any questions, please pop them in the comment boxes below, and I will respond. And also, if you like my channel, please subscribe. Have a great day. Bye.